Hello traders, Gary Wagner here, approximately 12:30 in Honolulu, 5:30 in New York. It is Monday, the 5th day of March, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. First of all, my apologies. I did have technical difficulties and therefore a delay in getting the video out to you in today's trading activity. As you can see, we are currently trading off in both the precious metals markets, gold and silver. We are trading roughly 1706, 1707, down about $4 or $5. That's in gold. Silver is currently trading at 33.94, and that's putting it off about 70 plus cents on the day. Traders, it is all about China and the U.S. dollar. I'll bring up a dollar chart in a little bit just to give you a better indication of what we're talking about. But we are forming a base, it looks like, in the gold market. Specifically, that target that I'm looking at is roughly the $1,700 mark. If we take a look at this chart here, you can see that this first time that it actually went in and tested this bottom right in here, this is just below the 1,700 mark. I believe it's 1,689. You can see it just came shy of this. Our low was just below that, meaning below 1,700, and it did test that area and seems to have found some resilience in the market, but we're just going to have to see. We did get reports today that the economy in China is slowing down. That has had a big effect on the precious metals markets, gold and silver, silver being an industrial metal. When we take a look at the market itself, I really want to focus on where we are in terms of our current wave count. And let me go ahead and put that up for us. Now, traders, we are looking at our daily chart, and specifically what I want to look at is our wave count and look at the big picture. Of course, it is my current belief that once we hit, this is the bottom back at the end of December, right in here, and that's when this C wave terminated. Now, also with the C wave, that was the termination of a major 4, and then we began what is our major 5th wave, and that's a major wave to the upside. Within that major 5th, we are going to have intermediate 5 count, meaning the market should go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like that. And so what we're looking at is really the first part of that, because it's my belief that what we have just experienced, of course, is our current full wave number 1. And that number 1 was composed of a 5 count, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What I believe is that we have now gone into a slight consolidation period. And we are currently in, of course, this would be wave 2. And wave 2 is typically going to be composed of an A, a B, and then a C. So the reason for bringing that up this morning, I know I'm going over a couple of things that we've talked about on a couple of occasions, but this is what's important. I have plotted some of the potential moves that we might see in this number 2 wave, this wave right in here. Assuming that what we have seen is A, our B, as I said, is going to pop us up anywhere between 735 and 765. Our final C, if it is a regular zigzag, could take us as low as 1657, even possibly 1626. My personal sentiment is we won't see that, but remember, traders, typically your wave 2 is a fairly strong corrective wave as it gets into that C component. Now, we've had such a major move down in this A that we'll have to see. And right now, we began to start what I believe to be was our B wave, except that there was absolutely no follow-through. As you can see, it stalled and retested this bottom. That has to tell me we are still possibly in A and probably really haven't started our B wave. We're going to stand on the sidelines because of that, and I want to get a better idea if we can form a base above this 1700 mark, if this double bottom is going to hold, or if there's going to be further selling in gold. Traders, as for silver, we're looking at potentially a very, very similar scenario. What I believe right now is that we are also just completing wave 1. This is an intermediate wave within silver. And then we have just entered, of course, wave number 2. Wave number 2 will be composed again of an A, B, and C. Now, what I've done is I've plotted a couple of points that we need to pay very, very close attention to. The 38% level is just below where we were trading at. The 50% level at 31.88 and 61 at 30.54. I think that in terms of downside, of course, you're not going to get any more than a 61%, but what's going to be really important is to see how it holds in this area, which is just below $34 per ounce. Traders, I want to continue to sit on the sideline. We're probably going to be exiting our silver trade pretty soon. Most importantly, we've been pulling profits on gold, and we'll pull profits on silver, and that's what's important. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.